Hello and welcome to my little bookish corner of the internet. My name's Harriet. Today I'm going to be doing my spoiler-filled review for A Dance with Dragons, which is part 2 after the feast. If you want to see my review for the previous one, which is part 1 of this book, or if you want to watch any more of the reviews from the A Song of Ice and Fire series, I will leave the playlist link down below so you can go and check those out. I definitely recommend it if you haven't read this series, or if you have read them but a very long time ago. I recap all of the books, talk about my experiences with them, and then you can come back and watch this one. But if not, let's just get started. Now obviously there are going to be huge spoilers ahead, so please, if you haven't read these books and you want to, but you don't want to know what's going to happen, do not watch this video, click off now. But before we get started with my review for part 2, I'm going to briefly recap part 1, which is Dreams and Dust. So within the UK they did split this book up into 2 parts, because if they didn't, it would have been huge. So I'm very grateful for that. It did make it a little bit of an easier reading experience for me. But yeah, let's do a little recap of the first part of this book. Now I'm mainly just going to talk about what happens towards the end of this, so you know where the characters are, so I can talk about the next book. We've finally got Tyrion back after not really following him within the previous book, which was A Feast for Crows. We didn't get to see him in that one, but he is back in this, and he has been captured towards the end of this book by Jorah Mormont, who was obviously exiled by Daenerys Targaryen. So he's been captured, and Jorah's plan is to take Tyrion to Daenerys to kind of win her back and try and wiggle his way back into her trusted group of people that she talks about kind of her plans with and everything like that. So yeah, he's planning to get back with her, but towards the end of this, they are actually taken in by slavers. So they don't know where they're going to be going, but both of them are taken in. And then we've got Jon Snow in the north, and he has been made Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, so he is giving them all the orders now. But after the wildling attack, he managed to take some of the wildlings as captives, and in his eyes he can make a bigger army on the Night's Watch by using the wildlings and protecting them, because if they do die, they'll get turned into the others and then they will come and attack the walls. So his idea is to protect them, and he is also working with Stannis Baratheon, even though he's not really supposed to be. He's trying very hard not to take sides, but Stannis has come and he did actually help with the attack on the wall. So that's why he's putting his trust into him. And Jon is a very trusting person, but unfortunately the other people on the Night's Watch are not really giving Jon a lot of trust now. They don't agree with what he's doing, and they don't trust him because he spent so long with the wildlings. They think that he's a turncloak. So he's dealing with a lot of mistrust on the wall. We've got Brandon Stark, who's finally found the Three-Eye Raven, and he's kind of opening up his powers, and he's able to put himself into other people now and other animals, not just his direwolf. So he's doing that. We've got Theon Greyjoy, who is now Reek, and he's the captive of Ramsay Bolton. Ramsay Bolton has been wed to a false Arya Stark, who actually turns out to be one of Sansa's old friends. And Theon knows this, but he is actually keeping it from Ramsay. And then we've got the Dornish, who are planning to get in with Daenerys to take over the Iron Throne, because Prince Aegon is alive. He didn't get killed as a baby. He is actually alive, and he isn't Jon Snow, like how he is in the show. And they are planning to take back the Iron Throne. And then you've got Daenerys, who is just struggling to keep a hold of Meereen, which is the city that she's freed recently. She's really struggling to look after the people there, and also fighting with the surrounding cities and things like that. So there is a lot going on. Our characters have all got a lot to deal with separately. Obviously there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of violence as well. I will say that we didn't follow absolutely everyone that I wanted to follow in this, but we did in part 2, which we can talk about now. So this is part 2 of A Dance with Dragons after the feast, and we are following different characters within this. In the previous one, we did get a couple of kind of seemingly random characters, and then their storylines met up with other people, so it did make sense. This one has got more of our main characters in, which I really enjoyed. This novel, I would say, has got the most plot twists in it and is the most shocking, and it really did remind me that Martin is not afraid to kill off anyone. He will kill off whoever he wants. He doesn't care if they're your favourite character. He doesn't care if you've been with them from the start of the series. He will kill them if he wants to kill them. So yeah, there's some things that happen in this that are very sad. Again, if you've seen the series, you'll know most of it. There are actually some things in here that weren't in series, but I'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, definitely very twisty, and we get to see a lot of hardships with our characters as well. They're all in difficult situations, so there's a lot at stake. Now, I did get frustrated with a couple of the characters, mainly Daenerys. I feel like she has got a lot on her plate, but she isn't handling her current situation very well. So everyone actually believes her to be dead, and she's currently far away from Marine, and obviously she can't communicate with anyone. She has got Drogon with her, which is one of her dragons, but her relationship with that dragon isn't all that good. He did disappear for a long time, and he does like to kind of do his own thing. He doesn't like to be told what to do, which is fair enough. He is a wild animal. But Daenerys has always thought that she's been in control with them, and I feel like she's realising now that she isn't. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so frustrated with her character. I feel like because, again, I've been left on another cliffhanger with her story, and I missed so much of her story in the 4th book, which was Feast for Crows. Didn't get to see anything of her. And then I didn't really get what I wanted from her character in this book. I just want to see a bit more from her. I do really enjoy her, and I do enjoy reading about her, but she just doesn't seem to get a lot of chapter time. I almost said screen time, that's not the right saying. Yeah, her chapters just don't seem to be very long, and not a lot seems to happen. And it's such a shame, because she is one of those main characters that you either really love or really hate, and you do end up rooting for her. So yeah, I didn't get to see a lot from her, and I didn't get to see the stuff that I wanted to see. However, I did really love Jon's chapters in this, and I did love where his character was going. If the books are the same as the show from now on, then I have nothing to worry about with his character. But if they change anything and something doesn't happen, then I'm going to be very, 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 very sad with how this book left his story arc. Yeah, he's one of my favourites to read about, so if I can't read about him anymore, then that sucks. I actually really did enjoy Cersei's chapters in this as well. Obviously, she's very manipulative, so that's always fun to read, but she got herself in a sticky situation, and the only way to get out of it was to do that walk of shame. If you've seen the series, you've seen the shame bell, you know what I'm on about. And I did have quite a lot of respect for her after doing that and during doing that. It was very interesting to read and see how she was processing it, and really all she cares about is her children. I mean, she definitely does care whether she's the queen or not, for sure, but she also very much cares about her children, and it was very nice to read how she felt about Tommen. We also got to see more from Varys. We didn't get to see an awful lot, don't get me wrong, but we got to see a little bit, and he had kind of like a little plot twist at the end. We get to see his true nature and what kind of person he is, and you realise that he isn't just this quiet little person that listens to all these rumours. He's very much involved in everything that's going on, so that was very cool. And then one character that fell flat for me was Sansa. I want to see more from Sansa. I want to know what's going on. At the moment, she's just kind of chilling in the Vale, which is fine, at least she's safe. But I did start to really enjoy her chapters, and I didn't really get anything from her this time, so that was a shame. But yeah, overall, it's a fantastic book. I just don't want this to be the last book, and I think everyone is so worried that Martin isn't going to finish the series, and this is going to be it. Which would be awful, because everyone that is in this book has been left on a cliffhanger and we have no idea what's going on. I just have so many questions and I don't want them to go unanswered. So please, George R. R. Martin, finish the series and finish it soon. We are all waiting very, very patiently. But yeah, I definitely really enjoyed this, and I thought it was maybe one of the best ones in the whole series. So it does get a 5-star rating from me. I thought it was really good. So yeah, that is my review for A Dance with Dragons Book 2 After the Feast. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down below if you've watched all of my reviews of this series, and also if you've read this series and what you thought of it. But that is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!